let me give us 5 steps for handling problems. 5 steps. Hey, there is 5. 5 steps for problem solving. Here are the steps for problem solving. You got to do them in order or it does not work. 5 steps for problem solving. First, you have to identify the issue. What exactly is the problem? Too many of us try to solve symptoms of a greater problem without ever even knowing that other problem exists. We solve the fever without realizing that the patient has cancer. So we need to stop and identify the real issues. This is where asking questions comes in. When you ask questions, you gain information. Data leads to correct interpretation. All of a sudden, you are able to ID the actual issues of the real problem. That's step 1, my friends. Let's ID the issues. It takes time. It takes asking questions. It takes being uncomfortable. Let's ID the real issues. What's really going on? Number 2 is one we often skip. Number 2, very important. Problems are rarely an isolated issue involving only one person in one moment at one time. Problems are like an aroma, they spread around. So we have to understand how these issues we've identified are impacting and affecting other people. We need to step back after identifying the real issues. Step back and look at the bigger picture and see how it's impacting other things. How it's impacting other things, who it's impacting. Look at all the fallout, all the waves of it. So you've got the real issues, because you've ID'd those issues, and now you know the broad impact of what's going on and who is being impacted by them. That's number 2. We often forget that. Number 3. An individual is a very poor problem solver. Because no one person has all the skills, attributes, experience to be able to address the underlying issues that we have identified. And so number 3, good problem solving involves a team. You got to brainstorm. Get the people involved in the issues. Get the people that have been impacted by the issues. Gather those others and say, okay, what are we going to do about this? And don't be one of those guys, don't be one of those managers who gathers the employees around and say, this is the problem, how are we going to gather it? And he's sitting on the 2 things he's going to do regardless of what they say. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Actually gather a brain trust around and solve the solution. Be open-minded. Ask questions in the brainstorming. Come to a consensus. Their idea may be the smartest idea in the room. Do that kind of brainstorming and keep brainstorming until you've exhausted every kind of idea out there. Okay. You've ID'd the issues. You've understood the impact and how it's impacting others. You've brainstormed. Number 4, evaluate the options and the results. What's the solution to this problem? And how and why and what does it impact? Look for those ripples. And address each of the brainstorming ideas as, all right, how good is this option? And who does it impact? Options and results. Options and results. And really flesh out those good ideas. When you flesh out those good ideas, what you will find, regardless of the problem, is that normally one rises above the other. So number 5 is the no-brainer after doing this. Number 5 is to pick one and execute the problem solving. Choose one of the solutions. If you've ID'd the issues, if you understand the impact on others, if you brainstormed and evaluated them, then choosing one becomes easy. What we do is we see the problem and we choose one, right? That's what we end up doing. But let's follow the 5 steps. And then the solution will be permanent. The solution will be powerful. The solution will be perfect. Problem solving, my friends. Thus ends the how-to seminar.